Hey guys, this is Reese Deans of the Deansy Boy Show podcast, and I am here to tell you about the recent announcement that has just been made from the WWE that there is going to be another brand split on the WWE, with SmackDown moving to Tuesdays live on the USA Network and everything like that, bollocks and all of that crap. Now, some of you guys have been sending me messages about the concerns of this brand split. One person sent me a question that became later on as a topic on one of my podcast shows. If you haven't seen the podcast show, it's the Q&A one, so go ahead guys, go and look it up, go look up that episode, see what you think about my thoughts, and leave a comment, subscribe, like, share it, do whatever you like. So but I felt when I was answering that question, I didn't feel like I set the record straight, my record, my opinion, so this video is actually going to be me talking about a little bit more on the brand split and what I think about it. I've tweeted about it saying I'll go along with it and everything like that, but I'm going to explain it a bit more. Now, with the brand split, it's going to be 50-50. I'm not really too sure what could happen, what could the possibilities happen. Now, recently we've had, WWE's had a lot of trouble recently with the wrestlers being injured, being released from the company, and you got NXT. This is where because I've been watching wrestling for quite a while now, and I'm not saying this because oh yeah, I know it all, I'm a wrestling fan, I'm not saying that. The reason why I'm just a bit concerned about the idea, because what you got is a bit of a dilemma where it'll either go good or bad. Now, I'm going to use an example, and that's going back to the Invasion storyline, which occurred with WWE versus WCW. Now, some of you guys may say, but WCW was a company. It was a company that was a rival during the Monday Night Wars. I know, I can accept that. That is fine. But when WWF, World Wrestling Federation, at the time bought WCW, it became a sort of a brand, and they were thinking about having it as another show. I mean, guys, just look it up. Go and look at Woke Culture, Wrestling with Regret, all the other wrestling websites. WWE was considering to have WCW as another show owned by the WWE. So it was going to be like a brand. It was going to be like another Raw and SmackDown, and we all know what happened. It did not go well. The fans did not take any notice. Now, when they actually first announced the proper brand split, we've had Ric Flair and Vince McMahon going head-to-head, Raw versus SmackDown. You've had some very, very good quality storylines. The first brand split was good. It was absolutely brilliant. Some of you guys may disagree. I thought it was a very good plot to have Ric Flair coming along and saying, yeah, I own half of WWE, Vince, we're partners, let's split the brand. Come on, let's do this. Now, I really enjoyed that. And of course, going straight down the line, we still had the brand split, different lines, but then it started to fade, and it just all started to merge together. And there was also a time when we had the others, when ECW was coming back to life again. Now, here's where I'm starting to get concerns again. When ECW came back, it was the fact that it was used as another brand, because originally Shane McMahon was the one who had the idea of turning ECW into an internet show for just online people, like the network, basically, like the WWE network. You go on, you watch NXT live and everything like that. So that's basically where ECW was going to head down the line, but Vince McMahon said, no, we're going to have it as another brand, and we all know how that turned out to be. The first few episodes, you had that stupid zombie event, you had that Nacho Libre, whatever it was called, and then all of a sudden, ECW wasn't ECW, it was just a pile of shit. It was just WWE-esque. It was not on its own, and even though, despite the fact, they tried to make it as a different show, it did not work because Vince McMahon, or whoever was running it, a yes man who was representing Vince McMahon, it just never went down well. And of course, ECW turned into NXT. Now, the first few series, they were crap, I'm not gonna lie. What was WWE thinking? Until Triple H decided, let's turn it into a brand. And not gonna lie, NXT is doing so well. It's a brand. It's new. It's original. It's for its fans. And the thing is as well, Triple H, he has full control of it. Vince McMahon can't touch it. And look where it's heading. It's heading to super mega fame, fortune, power, stardom, whatever. I mean, they're bringing in popular wrestlers. Vince wouldn't do that, but Triple H would. I'm still against Triple H, probably as a person because of his decision making, but it's its own NXT show. It's its own original material. Now, here's the thing about the brand split today. Now, you got some of these wrestlers who are out injured. You got some, like Randy Orton, for example. I know Seth Rollins came back. There was a few wrestlers come back, but you got Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, so on and so forth. Now, you had the released wrestlers. You had Wade Barrett, who's been released. You had Damien Sandow. You had Adam Rose. You got Cody Rhodes. Now, Ryback could be on his way out of the building. Now, and this is where I'm getting concerned, because there is a lack of talent in the main roster. People you may disagree, but I think there is. I think there needs to be more wrestlers in the company, in each brand, for it to actually work. Now, I'm all for Shane McMahon running another brand, so i.e. he could be running Raw, he could be running SmackDown, but ideally I could see Shane running Raw and Stephanie running SmackDown. Now, you got Triple H running NXT, but they should be kept clear. Now, if they're going to do one of those invasion angles, like a Raw versus SmackDown storylines again, leave NXT out of it. Don't bring him in whatsoever. If you are going to bring him in, then you've got to have this idea where, oh yeah, we're running out of wrestlers, so we're going to have to take some from NXT. Then you can bring the storyline in, but it's got to have meaning, and it's got to have some reason, and it's got to make a lot of sense. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. It's got to make a lot of sense for it to work. Now, for the brand split to actually work, it's just got to have those. It's got to have the right wrestlers. It's got to have the right backroom staff. It's got to have basically everything that's right, and there can't be any fuck ups. So what I would recommend is that if the brand split is going to work, if they are going to bring a storyline into it, then this is where I'm getting concerned with it, is that the fact they got to A, make sure that they got enough wrestlers, B, they got good storylines, and make SmackDown very important, because I've actually noticed that SmackDown is going downhill, and Raw, it's going downhill as well. So you got to make both brands big and wild. You know, you gotta have that again. You gotta have that sense of wow. You know, the sense of realization that, oh my god, you know, Raw is getting great, and then with the other brand, SmackDown, it's got to be great. So if you want to have that competition again, you got to have that, and you got to have the right people running it. So like Shane McMahon, he could be brilliant at running either both Raw or SmackDown, because he knows wrestling. He's got a good connection with the wrestlers, apart from Vince McMahon or Stephanie McMahon, which they are always in the background doing the work, and they just say, hey, what's going on? But whereas Shane McMahon, he wrestled with a few opponents who are still in the locker room, you know, and he's got a good connection with them. So I think whoever's going to run it is going to have a good connection with the WWE roster, and for that to work, that's how I think it will have to be. Other than that, you know, anything goes, but I'm gonna allow it for now. But I'm still 50-50. I'm still with it, but still against it. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I'll watch it, and you know, I'll watch it on the WWE Network, only $9.99. So yeah, I think that's how I feel. That's what my opinion is, and I think I've run it for like about 9 minutes or so. So I think that's enough for me to actually explain my feelings and my opinions on the brand split. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I am talking about it. You know, if you got your opinion about the WWE brand split with Raw and SmackDown, please leave a comment below. If you've got any opinions you want to talk about, anything like that, again, leave a comment. Also, subscribe to me, like this video, share it, follow me on Twitter at Deansy Boy. all I can say really is that all the best with the WWE for the brand split. And my name's Reece Deans. I am your host of the Deansy Boy Show. Good night.
Now get the guns, the darts from my generation. I'll take the come on, let's get it.